All right, everybody, a warm welcome to everybody to the semifinals of the Next Generation Water Action. We'll give everybody an opportunity to join for the last minute here, and then we'll get started. All right, everybody, a big warm welcome and thank you to all of you for taking time to join today's semifinal in the Next Generation Water Action. Both to the participating students, young researchers, the jury, our partners and mentors who are joining us today through the AirMeet platform, and to those of you who are joining us today directly through the live stream that we're having both on YouTube as well as on our website. My name is Marie-Louise Holman Larsen, and I'm the program manager of the Next Generation Water Action Initiative. And I'm super excited to be facilitating today's semifinal together with my colleague Levke Uben and a fantastic team that's also here behind the screen making everything flow very nicely today. We're here live from DTU Skylab, which is the hub for innovation and entrepreneurship at the Technical University of Denmark, on a beautiful afternoon. And we're just so excited to hear all the students and the presentations today, as well as the interaction with the jury that is going to have an opportunity today to listen in, but also give some valuable questions and sparring to the teams. Together with a number of strong partners, we have been able to invite and involve almost 100 students since February to work on 5 defined water challenges that we today will hear the outcome of for the Grundfos challenge. This semifinal will provide the stage for 5 student teams. And these are, just one moment and I'll share here. So these are representing student teams from Ghana, from India, Kenya, South Korea, and Denmark. You can see the overview here in the order that they will be pitching. They have all targeted a challenge that has been co-developed and brought forward by Grundfos, targeting wastewater treatment and resource recovery. And we're extremely excited to very shortly bring the stage to the students today. The students have been working both within but also very much beyond their studies to come from the challenge to the solutions that they will be presenting today. They, of course, represent different nationalities, but they also, to a very high extent, represent different educational disciplines that they have tried to bring forward in the challenges that they're working with today. So what you will also see today is a diverse portfolio of different ideas and solutions that are reflecting how they have seen their academic background adding value, but also bringing out these diverse solutions that will be presented today. We hope that you're going to learn something new, all of you, both the students across, but also you listening in, some new perspectives and some new ideas. And following the presentations, there will also be the opportunity for those of you that are joining the AirMeet platform to further network with the student team. So I will kindly ask all of you to stay throughout the session, and hopefully that you will be interested also to join the lounge afterwards, where you'll be able to get some unfacilitated networking opportunity with the student teams. We also want to encourage and all of you to be proactive in connecting with the student teams, but also the other people that are joining today. And what we have enabled is that through the website where we're doing the live stream, all of you listening in that would like to provide and connect with the students, you are able to provide acceleration time, which is a mentor session or a meeting together with the teams. So if you go on the website on the semifinal live stream, there will be a form where you can specifically indicate if there are any of the teams that you are seeing today that you would like to provide additional mentor sparing, and then you can offer that through the platform there, and we'll make sure to follow up with those requests afterwards. My colleague will also be sharing the link now on the AirMe platform. But before we give the stage to the student partners to present and interact with the jury panel, I would first of all very much like to welcome our partner who has brought forward the challenge, but has also, together with colleagues, provided the teams with sparing and mentorship along the way. So today, from Grundfos, I would love to welcome on the stage here Loreen Villacorte, which is a senior specialist from Grundfos. Loreen, the stage is yours.
Thanks, Marie. Can you hear me? I guess. Yes, good. Yeah. Hello, everyone. I hope you're all excited as me to see the 5 brilliant ideas from the 5 teams, 5 multinational teams of this challenge. A bit an introduction about myself. My name is Loreen. You already heard it. I'm originally from the Philippines, one of the tropical islands in the Philippines, and currently living in Denmark. Not much of a tropical island, but otherwise a very beautiful countryside in the western part of Denmark. I'm educated as a civil engineer and has been working as a water treatment specialist over the past 15 years, both in the academia and also in the industry, and has been working in 3 different countries along the way. Together with my colleague Bruno, today we'll be representing Grundfos for this challenge, and Bruno and myself are part of the global technology and development organization of Grundfos, which we are mainly working, at least our department are mainly working on developing smart water treatment solutions for both the industry and municipal sector. Well, I guess by this time you're quite familiar with the Grundfos as a company is, but Grundfos is a global leader of innovative pump solutions with a core mission to expand global access to clean water while making positive and lasting impact on the global climate challenges. For many years, Grundfos has been an expert in moving water, and but in the recent years, however, we have been also delivering solutions for treating or cleaning water into drinking water or clean water quality that can be used for industries and drinking water sector. Because our long-term ambition is not just to move water, but also to make sure that the water we are moving through our pumps is safe and clean to use. Grundfos is also committed in promoting sustainability and circularity through our operations and through our products and solutions as well. For example, we have set the goal to reduce water consumption in our factories by 50% by the year 2025, mainly using through advanced water treatment technologies to reuse wastewater in our operations. But in the global scale, wastewater treatment and reuse is very critical in solving the clean water supply challenges. And on top of that is also, of course, water saving measures should be also implemented, but water treatment and reuse is very important part of that agenda. So therefore, it's very important that it should be widely applied in the near future in order to solve these challenges about water supply. But these processes, however, produces concentrated waste streams like sludge and brine that could be difficult to dispose of. But this brine and sludge can be a challenge, but it could also be an opportunity because it contains valuable resources, potentially valuable resources. So basically, this is the core of this challenge. How can we make sure that we recover as much clean water from our wastewater, while at the same time recovering resources that comes out from it? What are the appropriate technologies, and can resource recovery be an opportunity for companies to generate additional revenue streams, or is there a good business model around resource recovery and wastewater reuse? So these are just some of the major questions we hope to gain some answers from our participants today. In other note, we all know that although clean water availability is a global challenge, it often requires multidisciplinary and very often localized initiative to resolve each problems. So what better way to do this is to get some fresh look from our brilliant young engineers and thinkers and entrepreneurs from different corners of the world, um, just like what we're doing right now, because our future water leaders, innovators, and entrepreneurs should be given a better platform to develop further their ideas, because they are basically the one who is going to inherit the future in this agenda. So this is actually why Grundfos joined this next Generation Water Action Challenge, because we think there's a good fit between the Grundfos mission and the mission of this organization, the DTU. So I really hope you will all enjoy and get inspired by the pitches of our challenge participants today. And best wishes to the 5 teams, and well done so far. And I'm really looking forward to hear your great ideas. So stage is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Loreen, for your warm welcoming words here. And we're very happy to have you on stage, and Grundfos as such a strong partner on our side. You can just stay on the stage, because the next step, what I will do is to introduce the jury member, but shortly an introduction to myself. Everyone who hasn't met me yet, I'm Levke. I'm the project coordinator and have also been leading the Young Academics, so the student track, during the last 3 months. Perfect. I would say we get started. I will get the other jury members on stage, and also at the same time introduce them and see who we got here evaluating the student solutions today. So besides Lorraine, joining also from Grundfos will be Bruno Killerich, who is a senior water technology engineer. Not only that, but also in our initiative, he has been the main contact person together with Martin Linkso for the student teams themselves, and has been functioning as a challenge representative. Welcome, Bruno.
Thank you. Just trying to get this away.
There you are. Great to see you. Then our initiative has been run in very close partnership and collaboration with DTU Environment. And from DTU Environment, we're very happy also here to welcome in our jury today Martin Rügert, who is an associate professor at DTU Environment and describes himself as an expert in sustainability assessment of water. Welcome, Martin.
Thank you. Thank you. Nice being here.
Perfect. Great to have you here. And then a second partner. There we see you. Perfect. And then also a second partner that has been very closely partnering up with us is IWA, the International Water Associations, and particularly the young water professionals from Denmark. So we're glad to have here on board again Franziska Braga, who will be representing the young water professionals from Denmark in the jury today. Welcome, Franziska.
Hi, thank you.
And then last but not least, we're also very excited to have our very own representative here of DTU Skylab, which is Linda Weiss, who has a very great background because she has been the one running the initiative, the Young Academics track, the last 2 years. So we hope you enjoy your new perspective here in your jury seat today. Welcome, Linda.
Hi, thank you.
Perfect. Great to have you all on board. I can see you're all well seated on our jury panels here in our virtual stage. That's great to see. Before we get started with the teams themselves, I will shortly guide you through the pitch structure that we will be having for each team today. So also the external listeners know what is going to happen in the next 1.5 hours. So what we will do, we have, as Marie has introduced, 5 teams joining here today, and they have all been working on developing during the last 3 months a pitch video, which is 3 minutes long. So we will start by showing the 3 minutes pitch video, and afterwards 2 of the team representatives will come on our virtual stage here, and then be giving a 30 seconds live pitch. After the live pitch, we will be leading over to the jury members, and then having an open Q&A session between the jury and the teams. And the way we're setting this up for the jury members here is that you would just kindly unmute yourself in case you have a question, and then I can see that as an indication to know who will get the word first. Great, that about the setup, and then let's just quickly talk about also what we will be evaluating today. So what is the reason that we're having the semi-final today? So first of all, we're of course going to be selecting 2 finalists today that will then be pitching at our multi-hub finals on the 18th of May. And then they will be competing to win the track award, so to be the Grundfos challenge winner. but at the same time also be competing for the IWL World Water Congress scholarships to be able to be invited to and travel to Copenhagen in 2022. But that is not all. We also have 2 awards here that will be decided today at the semifinal. One of them will be the Best Pitch Award. So across all of the semifinals, the 21 teams, we are looking for the teams with the highest score in their pitch deliverable that will be also evaluated by the judges. Last but not least, we will have Bruno and Lorraine here in a special position today to also decide which of the Grundfos teams will be getting the so-called Acceleration Scholarship, which is a 1,000 euro scholarship sponsored by Grundfos themselves, and which will go to the team that can convince Lorraine and Bruno the most. The true VIPs of this session should be you, because you've been working very hard the last couple of months. And of course, such a semi-final here into QA session can be very scary, but it is mostly to give your bold ideas and visions a stage today. So we hope you can enjoy being on stage. We hope you enjoy sharing your ideas with the judges. And we hope you're as excited as we are. Perfect. Let's introduce the first team. The first team up in our Grundfos semi-final today is the team from Ghana. And I will just drop in the video in a second. And that pitch video has been developed by the whole team, by Francis, Michelle, and Zenobia. I hope you enjoy the video. And at the same time, we will be getting the 2 student representatives on stage.
Have you ever wondered how plants grow? Plants need nutrients to survive. Phosphorus is one of the major nutrients plants need. About 40 to 60% of the world's fertilizer production are enriched in phosphorus. These phosphorus are obtained from phosphate-enriched rocks. These phosphate-rich rocks are situated at very limited places including Morocco, United States. Countries lacking phosphorus deposits are entirely dependent on imports and are therefore vulnerable to market fluctuations in fertilizer and mineral phosphorus prices. One of many measures for reducing dependency is the recovery of phosphorus from unexploited national phosphorus sources such as municipal and industrial wastewater, meat and bone meal, MBM, and other organic wastes.
The release of these phosphorus from the municipal wastewater into the environment causes detrimental effects such as eutrophication of water bodies. Biological and chemical processes have shown satisfactory removal of phosphorus from municipal wastewater. However, the application of these methods is mostly applied to high phosphorus concentration wastewater and advanced water treatments due to the strict environmental requirements.
Nanostructured materials have been widely applied to adsorption application. This is due to high surface area and high selectivity. In view of this, green synthesis method is used to produce alumina nanoparticles from aluminium foil waste and depulped coffee cherry. The aluminium foil waste is valorized into aluminium chloride and polyphenols are extracted from the depulped coffee cherry. The 2 chemicals are then reacted to produce alumina nanoparticles.
These alumina nanoparticles are then placed in adsorption column which have high affinity for the precipitation of phosphorus from municipal wastewater.
This green synthesis method is environmental friendly, low toxic and cost effective. CO2 emission is reduced which makes it environmental sensitive.
Perfect. Great seeing a first fantastic pitch video here. Thank you to Team Ghana for developing such a great video. I can see Francis is here on the stage. I will get him next to me. Perfect. And then what we will do, Francis, you will have, as you know, 30 seconds for your live pitch now. At the end of the 30 seconds, I will ring the bell, which you can hear now. So you know your time is over, and then we will lead over to the Q&A. Perfect. We can see you, Francis, and we're ready to hear your pitch, and the 30 seconds will start now.
Okay, thank you very much. We are
We're having a little bit of connectivity issues. Francis, shall we try that you turn off your video and see if it works better? Sorry to interrupt you. Maybe you can start again. Let's see.
Is it better now?
Better. Perfect. Maybe
No
you can
worries.
start from the beginning again. Yeah, the stage is yours, Francis.
Okay. This is one of the best projects we can ever think of, using valorizing aluminium foil that we know as a waste, and also the pulp coffee as also waste. We are valorizing this to produce alumina, using it to recover phosphorus from municipal waste. And we have also developed a business model on this, which we can get a lot of money by selling our columns to wastewater treatment companies. And this has been in view of this, we have come out with this nice project, this nice product, which we can get a lot of money out of it as well. Thank you.
Well timed here within the 30 seconds, so that is great. Thank you for your pitch. Thank you for joining the stage here, Francis. And the jury members are now welcome to just unmute themselves and therewith indicate me that there's a question that I'm happy to take here. Perfect. Martin, please, you're welcome to have the first, Martin Rüger, to have here the first question.
Yeah, thank you so much, Team Ghana, for this really nice presentation video and also the blog post. I believe you mentioned on the blog post that the production of these nanomaterials will be CO2 neutral or CO2 net zero. And my question is, how will you ensure that?
Francis, I hope you have been with your connection to hear the question well. Otherwise, we're happy to repeat it. Could you give an indication here if you're ready to answer? It looks like we're still experiencing here some connectivity issues, which we can also see. Francis, as soon as you can... Yes, perfect.
Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you, Martin, for the question. The chemistry speaks of itself that even with this, there won't be any CO2 production in the process, because when you're valorizing the aluminium foil to the aluminium chloride, there won't be emissions of the CO2. Even the reaction between the aluminium foil, valorizing it to the aluminium chloride, will even produce hydrogen gas, which is a greenhouse free. And this aluminium, this gas, for green, even in the process, there won't be any CO2 production.
We have heard the beginning of your answer perfectly fine, but then your connection seems dropping out, Francis. Martin, did that follow up on your question, or are you curious to hear the rest? Let's see if we can Francis back on with at least his microphone here.
Yeah, I'm not sure I completely follow how that will be made without causing any emissions. But it's very likely that Francis has a really good explanation, but we only heard too little of it.
Now I can also see that Francis has lost his connection here. But that is, of course, very much fine and no one's fault here. Of course, it's always a struggle also for the team sitting at home now and trying to have a good and stable internet connection here. what I would do instead is that maybe we can just get a final comment from the jury from maybe Bruno here. And then afterwards, in case there's any other jury question, I'm happy to just direct them via email. And then, of course, the team getting the chance to answer 2 more questions via email. Bruno, would you like to give any closing remarks here to the team?
Yes, and I can see Francis is also back, so he might be able to even hear it. I think it's a brilliant of utilizing 2 waste sources, so utilizing waste aluminium and deep pulp coffees, which Ghana obviously is producing. They're actually the 42nd largest producer of coffee in the world. I just checked up on that. So they have lots of coffee cherries left. And combining these 2 waste products into an absorption product that can actually take out another waste or generate and reuse another waste source like phosphorus. That's a brilliant idea. But I would really like to know what's the next step in the acceleration of the solution, if that's possible to get an answer with the connection issues we have.
Yeah. I think I can answer that. Is it okay? Can you hear?
You're very welcome to do so. Yes, Francis, please.
Okay, good. So with the acceleration stage, we want to set up the lab experiment. So even if we win the acceleration, the next step is to go into the lab experiment. So we do the lab experiment and we find out that as we test the various parameters, what flow rate will be best for the removal of the phosphorus from the municipal waste at the particle size necessary for the removal, and then that will give us the highest efficiency. So the step for this one is to do the lab experiment, and we do a scale up of it.
Perfect. That has been a great answer, Francis. Been very clear. Thank you for that. And then also the Q&A time for your team is already over. It has been passing quite fast. But thank you so much for joining here on the stage. We hope you can stay in the call and also listen to the other pitches. And then, as I mentioned, I'm happy to also connect some more of the jury's questions to the team afterwards in the back of the connectivity issues that we have been experiencing here. Thank you, Francis. Thank you to our judges. And now we're excited to introduce the second team here. Perfect. The second team, so the next team up will be a team from India. And the next pitch video that I will be starting again shortly in a second has been developed together by Sushmita and Shweta, who will also be joining both the stage for the Q&A session afterwards.
In India, 70% of the rural population depend on agriculture. Since the early 2000s, India has been experiencing prolonged and widespread drought condition in consecutive years with increased frequency in recent times. These drought conditions have a direct and negative impact on the crop production yield. The other problem we focused upon is the excessive use of agrochemical. The residues of a chemical get accumulated, cause nutrient imbalance and quality reduction of agriculture produce. Modern irrigation technologies requires higher installation and maintenance cost, which is less accessible to a small farm holder. Synthetic gel present today are of high cost, they accumulate in the soil for longer duration and are toxic in nature. By taking into consideration all the spoken problem statements, we offer a solution that serves a dual role, that is, save the water loss and reducing the overuse of agrochemical in the agriculture field by using lignin-based bioabsorbent capsules. We are utilizing lignin waste from paper and pulp industries, biorefineries as well as from agriculture field for lignin extraction. By using polymerization methodology, the green economical bioabsorbent capsules were developed. These capsules act as a super soaker and absorb 1000 to 1200% of water and can freely release 95% of water under suction pressure by plant roots. When mixed with soil, increases soil permeability and improve the germination rate. It also acts as effective agrochemical carrier. Key benefits of the product include reduce irrigation frequency, increase soil permeability and improve the germination rate, stop soil erosion, farm and surface leaching, boost the plant growth and yield. Finally, I would like to point out that using these newly developed bioabsorbent capsules encourage farmers to grow healthier crop with higher yield while reducing irrigation cost and pesticide use.
I can see some virtual applause flying in here, and also from my side, congratulations for a great pitch video, Team India. I hope you are on stage. I can see Shweta here, and if you can just turn your video on, or elsewise just give me a sign if you're audible. Maybe you can just say hi.
Yeah, hello ma'am, good afternoon. Good afternoon everyone.
Perfect. Hi Shweta, good to have you on the stage here. I will just hand the stage over to you, and your 30 seconds start now.
Ma'am, actually Sushmita is going to give this speech for 30 seconds. Okay.
All right, not a problem. If we can get her on the stage here.
She's accepted.
The team in the background says here that she hasn't accepted the invite to the stage yet. Let's see if we can get her on.
Ma'am, can you please again send her invite?
We are doing so. Otherwise, maybe she can also Shmita, you can also just try to refresh your browser in case you're having difficulties accepting the stage invite. Great. I can see she has joined. We'll give it a few more seconds to It seems like she has not accepted the video or microphone request from the program. Should we just start with the Q&A session during that? And then maybe you can, Sveta, you can just start by answering the questions of the judges, and then we can see if we get Susmita on the stage while doing so, and then having her live pitch afterwards. So I can see Loreen has unmuted himself. Maybe you can go first with a question here for the team.
Yeah, thanks a lot for the idea. It's really, I really like the concept that it's a bit different from the rest of the team, because you took it from a different approach. So instead of reusing water, you're actually trying to save water consumption instead. And at the same time, you're trying to recover resources from something that is already wasted. So it's really quite an amazing idea. I have a question about sustainability of the role of the, how do you call it, of this, once you have these capsules being applied in the field, how long do you think it takes before it becomes needs to be replaced again, or does it degrade over time? Have you looked into that?
So basically we have worked in the lab scale level, and we have done the specification of our product with the synthetic control gels, and we have identified for the basically potato field, it's showing a good effect, but it's because it's a biodegradable, the lignin is biodegradable, hence it's get degradable by I think 1 year its probability, but we have to check at the pilot scale level for various vegetables and the paddy field or other crops we have to grow, and we have to see but we have developed only the prototype for this.
So it could stay in the soil for 1 year, and it's effective in retaining water.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Sounds brilliant. And what do you think would be the next step for you to mature this technology? You've already done some lab work.
Yes, sir.
What are the next steps?
So basically, we have to do the characterization of the product, means how much it sustain, how much the water it absorb, and what is the probability of incorporating the agrochemicals and how it incorporate into the fields. So we have to check all these factors further.
Okay, good plan. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you both for the question, Loreen, but also for a great answer, Shweta. Then I can see here we have 2 more questions that we can try to take. First, Franziska, and afterwards having Martin. Franziska, please ask your question.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
Okay, great. Congratulations on the job, and it was really interesting to see this different approach. I would like to ask, like, as you will take the lignin from the paper industry, there will be no problem regarding to contaminants in the paper industry, as it's quite like that industry quite difficult to manage. How will we address that?
Ma'am, basically, my other teammate Shushmita is having a better answer for this, but we are working. We'll do some kind of analysis for that and extract the chemicals. Extract the lignin from that specific the waste, and we further do some kind of a testing for analyzing what are the chemicals that are present, and we do collect also, and we do the extraction of the pure lignin form, and we try to do that and for the development of the product. We have to do these chemical analysis, whether they are toxic or what kind of a chemical that present in the capsules or in the lignin while absorbed.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you both again. And then we take a last quick question from Martin here, please.
Yes, have you, interesting technology, I really like it. Have you investigated the difference of their operation in dry periods and wet periods? And here I'm thinking about what happens in the wet season when the monsoon comes and lots of rain.
So this is the way that we have only done our work in the lab scale level, and because of the pandemic, it's very difficult for us to continue in this previous month. So we have a connection with some of the department and governmental agencies such as ICAR and all, who is working in the field of the production of the agriculture and how to increase the production properly. So that's why we connect with them and other pilot scale level industries for these characterization and other functioning of the capsules further.
Perfect. Thank you for your answer. And of course, also thank you for jumping in here for Sushmita. I think you...
When we have, Sushmita have to give the 30 seconds pitch. We are allowed to do?
Right now, we're still having difficulties. We can see that she has difficulties to access her microphone now. But I would suggest... Oh, we can see Sushmita. And I was able to hear her. The connection is lost. But otherwise, I would say we take the other teams first. We will try to coordinate with our team and Sushmita. I can see they are on the phone now. And then we try to incorporate the pitch at the end again. So thank you, Shweta. It was so great having you, and you did a great representation of your team.
Thank you.
So congratulations for that.
Thank you.
Great. We're moving on to the next video and the next team, of course. The next team that we will be having up is the team from Kenya. So Team Kenya has been working on the Grundfos challenge with Robert, Farida, Crispin, Angel, Louise, and Yannick. And we're very excited to hear your video now and see your pitch.
Leather shoes, bags, furniture. Beautiful, right? But do you know what goes into the tanning of leather and the making of this product? Africa is the leading supplier of skins and hides to produce leather. But the tanning process entails the use of a mineral, chromium, which is harmful both to the public and the environment. This process uses chromium to stabilize the leather, making it more durable and less susceptible to decomposition.
During this process, however, only 60% of chromium is used and 40% goes into the waste streams. Ideally, this wastewater should be treated and the properly treated water discharged into aquatic environment. In Kenya, only 25% of the tanneries treat their water, and the rest, they carelessly dump their waste into drains and nearby water bodies.
What is the effect of this, you may ask? Tannery effluent contains high levels of chromium, which is very toxic in its hexavalent form and is carcinogenic. Over the past years, we have seen a spike in cancer cases and other illnesses such as diarrhea, which have become the leading causes of deaths in Kenya.
So there is a need for the treatment of tannery industry effluent and proper disposal practices. There are regulations set in place for the treatment of this waste. However, implementation costs are proven to be a limiting factor.
And so we asked ourselves, what if there was a solution that ensures proper treatment and recovery of chromium for reuse? Our solution involves the treatment of wastewater by use of a nanocomposite adsorbent made from kaolinite and cellulose acetate polymer, which are cheap and environmentally friendly. Once the adsorption process has taken place, desorption through an electrolysis process that utilizes solar energy is done to obtain chromium-3.
With our idea, we would like to call on local bodies such as NEMA to help facilitate in the proper treatment of tannery effluent waste and the removal and reuse of chromium in steel industry, paint industry, and tanning industries as well.
Make us move a step closer to a circular economy. We believe there is value in wastewater.
Congratulations again on a very great pitch video. And I can see it seems to be running smoothly here. I can see Louisa and Crispy Oko have both joined the stage. Let's do a quick mic check before we give you the 30 seconds to pitch. Who of you is going to do that pitch? That can just do a quick mic check with me here.
Lois.
Perfect. We can hear you. The time is yours. I'm starting the 30 seconds now. I'm very sorry to interrupt you here, Louisa. We can only hear Crispy and Uko. We're not able to hear you, although you are unmuted. Maybe you can quickly try to refresh your browser, because that sometimes does solve the issue. That is, of course, the ups and downs here of having a virtual semifinal. But it's still great to have you all here. So I hope we can, still appreciate here the togetherness, although it being virtual and of course facing some digital troubles. I can see Louisa joining back again. Can you try to test your microphone?
Hi, can you hear me now?
Perfectly. I will start the timer again and you're ready to go.
Yeah, it will be an honor to partner with Grundfos on our project to help reduce the health effects that chromium has on the society and tap into the economic benefits. Together, we will be able to generate revenue by recovery of chromium and the resale of it to readily available market. That being said, we'll need funding to to proceed with our prototype. We are therefore aiming for the acceleration scholarship to help us set the ball rolling. Our idea is quite feasible, inexpensive, and takes into account the environmental impacts that this resourceful mineral has. We believe there is value in wastewater. Thank you.
Perfectly timed. Thank you so much for a very sharp pitch, Louisa, and a great call to action. I'm happy to open the stage for the judges here and seeing if one of you could just give me an indication who of you has a question here for the team. Linda, you're welcome. And then afterwards, we'll take the question of.
Yeah, thank you, Louise, and for the rest of the team for this great pitch video, and also now the very small follow-up. Very interesting idea and approach. And now that you have mentioned the prototype, I'm just curious to explore if you have mapped out any users for your technology and if you had the possibility to talk with them.
Please come again.
Of course, I just repeat the question. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Kindly repeat.
Yes, of course. I'm just curious to learn now that you have the prototype, if you have identified any users or collaboration partners to move your idea forward.
Okay. Currently, we are aiming to go into the prototyping stage, and some of the partners that we are projecting to work with, mainly Grundfos, and we have the Environmental Regulatory Authority in Kenya, that is NEMA, and the tanneries in Kenya. So as of now, we haven't approached any, but it's our hope that we'll partner with them.
Great. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Crispin Oku. And I'm happy to give the word over to Bruno for the next question.
Yes, thank you. I also like to say thank you for the nice pitch video and blog post you made. And it's a very interesting issue, not only solving the reuse of chromium, but you're also trying to solve health issues in Kenya. So that's really clever and really good. I want to know, what is the biggest uncertainty of your solution?
Kindly repeat the biggest.
Yes. What is the biggest uncertainty of your solution?
Kindly expound.
So I think the question here is, what would you need to find out? So what are you in doubt about? What would be the tricky part that you would still need to consider and be aware that it will work?
Okay. The trickiest part will be after the adsorption process, because as much as we are cleaning the effluent, the trickiest part will be how to extract the chromium from the adsorbent. So that is I think that will be the trickiest part of our solution. Yes, and we hope to find a solution to that.
Perfect. Thank you for your answer to the question. And then I'm happy to take one last question from the judges, and I can see that Martin is unmuted. So Martin, you're welcome to propose a question to the team.
Yes, and thank you for another great idea. I'm very happy to see it. The absorbent, in relation to the previous question, the absorbent, what are your thoughts about that? Where should it come from, or how is it produced?
So the adsorbent material will use it's locally available and environmentally friendly, that is kaolinite, which can be gotten from locally sourced white clay. And then this will be delaminated with the regular environmentally acetate that is available. So with respect to that, there will be no issue. So everything that is needed for to make that adsorbent material locally available, and at the same time they are environmentally friendly. So we just need the activation process. Then that will be the next stage when doing the prototyping.
Perfect. Thank you again for a great answer here, and to both of you for joining us here on the stage. I'll be ending the Q&A session for your team here, and I hope that you can stay in the call to listen to your fellow teams what they have come up with. But thank you again, and I can see also here some virtual applause flying in again. Perfect. Before we move over to the next team, I have a short update here. Our team has been in contact with Susmita from the Indian team, who will now be recording herself in the 30 seconds video pitch, and then we will be sending it over to the judges. So at least we do make sure that all of the teams here have the same chance of convincing you to give them your scores. Perfect. That being said, then I'm happy to lead over to the next team, which is the team from South Korea. And the video that we will be seeing now was produced by the team from Kanopon, Asalia, Yision, and Subin. And I will put it up, and I hope you enjoy the next pitch video from that team.
As you know, Korea is leading in beauty industry. But do you know how much water that we use for cosmetic products?
In general, it is 70 to 80% for each product.
Water is mostly used as a main ingredient in beauty products. And now we are facing crisis of clean water and it gets worse in the future. So, how can we make it better? Now Water came up with an idea for reusing water from wastewater treatment plant effluent.
Treated used water from water reclamation plant will be treated using microfiltration and ultrafiltration process to filter out microscopic particles and bacteria. Then, using RO, we can filter out virus. Lastly, UV disinfection is used to kill the bacteria and virus to ensure the water purity.
In Korea, some of the biggest cosmetic ODM companies are located in Hwasongchi, which is only 60 kilometers far from Seoul, the most dense city in Korea. This opportunity provides convenience for us to get discharged water from Seoul and reuse it in those cosmetic ODM companies. To confirm that this technology is environmentally friendly process, LCA was conducted. One of the research evaluated the environmental impact of public water supply between new water and tap water production in Singapore. Human toxicity and water scarcity potential are significantly decreased. That's why we want to propose this advanced water treatment process. We have the technology for that, but what about making it a step further? And we can make as a business opportunities. We can collaborate with government and co-create with beauty companies to use the treated water as a raw water for beauty products. Government can collaborate with Now Water to treat their wastewater treatment plant effluent for ultra pure water. Companies can collaborate with us by paying the water fee, which can be used directly. Government can benefit from treating wastewater to clean water. The operational and maintenance fees can be covered by the water cost. Companies can make their badge made to be eco-friendly, which in the future attract more consumers. They also can save money by eliminating some treatment plants. For Now Water, we can get indirect profit, have a good reputation, and also future cooperation with other countries. Win-win situation for all parties involved. Overcome the water scarcity and make it as opportunity. No water, no water.
Perfectly fine conducted video, a very good elaborated and a great choice that you did here. So I'm very excited to have you both here on stage, and it seems as if everything is working smoothly. Can we do a quick mic check here, Kanopon?
Yes.
Perfect. We can hear you. That's great. Okay. And then I would say the stage for the next 30 seconds is all yours.
We know this day water reuse is a common concept that is actively applied to our life. But if we can apply this for further application, which is the beyond drinkable water, or with the beauty companies can create a new starting point and be a role model for others. One or two companies might not seem a big impact. However, biggest support from all of you and people's enthusiasm, we can make it happen, apply this as a sustainable business model. No water, no water. Thank you.
Amazing. Well timed again. That was a great pitch. Now I'm very excited to hear what the judges think and to hear some reflections as well as some questions. Any of the jury members would like to go first? Loreen, you're very welcome to give the first question to.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Team Korea. It's a really nice idea, and this idea is actually quite well proven that actually works. This reuse of wastewater from the industries. But technically speaking, treating wastewater with reverse osmosis is sufficiently clean enough for industrial use. But my question now is that how would you convince these beauty product suppliers that your wastewater is actually clean enough to use for their beauty products? Because in the end, they will have to explain to their customers that their beauty products actually contain recycled wastewater, and there's quite bad reputation having wastewater in your product, right? So how will you, we call it, how you deal with this social perception of reuse wastewater?
Okay, so let me repeat your questions. First of all, thank you for your questions. So, from what I understand, you want to ask how do we convince the companies that the quality of the water is like good enough, and then not like making the brand looks bad because we reuse the wastewater. So actually, we adopt the case from Singapore, and then in Singapore they even like make sure the quality is already drinkable water, and also they also export it to industries that need ultra pure water, which is actually like higher level from drinking water. So we will try to explain about this to the companies, and also with all of the documents about the qualification and the quality check, and then we will make sure that before the water enters the company, we will make sure that we do quality check every like 1 month or something like that. So it reassures that the constant supply that we give to them is in a high, like in constant quality that they deserve to receive. Thank you.
Yeah, I understand. I'm familiar with the Singapore case, and they're really quite clean water. But the thing is, there's still a social barrier of you reaching the water. Why are you just focusing on cosmetics? Can you just use it for maybe electronics industries, for example? What's the idea of having to target cosmetics industry instead of other industries in Korea?
And so we are well aware that like this kind of thing is already successful for application in industries. So because drinkable water is not applicable right now because of the social issues. Like for example, in Singapore, it's not yet applicable for drinkable water. So we want to at least like make it like a new breakthrough, but not for drinking water yet. So we will go step by step by the application, like mixing with the cosmetic products, because for cosmetic products it's not 100% water, but we use the water inside the cosmetic products mostly. So we are like trying to make like small step before people can actually accept the drinkable water. And for industrial, it's already widely like applicable, I believe, in some of the countries. So I think it's not like a novel thing to apply. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Perfect. Thanks for the question. We have already used up all of the 4 minutes, but I think you've given us some great answers here, and I hope that also the other judges could profit from the answers here from the questions displayed by Loreen. So thank you very much. It was a pleasure having you on stage, and congratulations again on your successful Q&A session and your pitch. Great. We are almost approaching the end here, but we do have one last team joining us here on this call, which is our team from Denmark, and I'm excited to see their video as well, which was produced by Daniel, Simon, Beccaris, Sekun, Lilian, and Alberto. What a great pitch video to end the session with here. And I can also see that we have already been joined by two of the team member representatives. So I can see Beccaris is here with me and then also Sikun. Yes, I can see Sikun is unmuted and I'm happy to give the stage for the next 30 seconds to you from now.
Okay, thanks. We are aiming for the award of the most promising idea because we think ours is. It is the first time that there is a possibility to recover phosphorus in an economically feasible manner. This is possible because we can take credit from the legislation, build up a plan in the strategic position close to chemistry park, and recover not only phosphorus but also other resources. It is a win-win situation for both wastewater treatment plants, customers, our stakeholders, and the environment. With this unique idea, we will be able to make an important step towards our ambition of a circular economy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And again, a very well-timed pitch. I can see some virtual applause also from my side. Congratulations on that. Super. I'm excited to see what the jury members would like to ask you. And I'm quickly just scanning through and I can see Franziska has unmuted her and you're very welcome to go with the first question.
Thank you so much for the presentation. It was really interesting. Also, another solution from this last team. And I have basically two questions that I would like to ask. Regarding to recovery from ash, there is also all the time concerns regarding to heavy metals. But you think you will address that? And also regarding to funding, because this technology is one of the main advantages is the cost, not just the technology and the investment, but also the operational costs. So how you will address that as well?
Yeah, so basically this technology is from Easy Mining company, and as we had a talk with them, their phosphorus is quite pure and it doesn't contain a lot of contaminants, and it's already used by, they are collaborating with ICL, which is a fertilizer company, and they are using it already as an fertilizer. And also regarding the costs, yeah, it's according to our calculations, it will be around, for building up the plant, it will be around €1 million per ton. But according to our calculations, we will be able to cover all these costs and get income after around 9 years.
Perfect. Thank you for your answer. And I'm just also quickly introducing here Daniel, also joining from the team, who was also supposed to join, but also had an exam priorly. So that's why we're having 3 team members here on stage now, but that is totally fine. And we're happy that you made it here right after that. Thanks for the question. And then let's just straight ahead go with the next one. I can see Linda's unmuted and you're welcome to propose the second question.
Yeah, thank you very much for your presentation and another super innovative or interesting idea. I was just curious to understand what is it that you need to move forward with your idea?
I think the first thing that we need is, of course, funding. But first of all, we need to conduct a feasibility study. So we have our basic calculations, but it might not be 100% on point. So first thing we will do is we will with our business case, we will contact H2FOS and they will conduct feasibility study, and then we will need to get funding to build up the plant.
Perfect.
I would like to add one thing. I'm sorry that my camera is not working. I don't know why that is. But we also need to contact the plants and apply for tenders because in Germany, usually if you have a project, wastewater treatment plants, they write out tenders, so you have to apply for them to get the sewage sludge ash amounts. Which we also need to build up our plant.
Perfect. And as you can hear, unfortunately, although I can see that more questions are here for the team, the time for the Q&A session is up. But I think you as a team can take it as a great compliment that there are more questions and take it as a sign of interest from the jury members here. So thank you for joining us on stage. Great that you also made it, Daniel. And yeah.
Thank you.
Let's move on.
Thanks.
having said that, let's just take a deep breath. That has been a lot of very interesting and very diverse idea that we have been allowed to listen to today. And just from my side also, of course, a big congratulations to all of the teams. I think you have all done a very great job. Your pitch videos have all been super great conducted and very well organized pitches here as well. So congratulations for that. Then, of course, as a next step, I would also like to warmly thank all of the jury members here, not only for taking the time for Zooming in today and having brought all of your interesting questions, but of course also for taking the engagement and time to pre-score and watch the videos beforehand and also read through the blog post. I'm very sure that all of the team can also profit highly from the scoring and the feedback that they will be giving afterwards. So thank you very much. We hope you enjoyed the session as well. Great. Before I will hand over to Marie to close the session in the end, we would also like to invite Bruno back on stage and him as his challenge representative talk a little bit about how his experience has been and giving some closing remarks here. So Bruno, the stage is yours and we are curious to listen to your talk.
Thank you. Yes, as the challenge representative of Grundfos, I would like to thank you all the teams for your engagement and hard efforts working with our challenge. You all brought up some very inspirational ideas. So it will be a tough choice for us now to find the two finalist teams that will pitch their great ideas for the upcoming finals next week. It's inspiring for us to see the diversity in your solutions. You span from phosphorus recovery to water reuse to lignin in agricultural soils. But it's also nice to see and to learn about the challenges you face in your geographical areas of the world. When it comes to our challenge, that was how might we recover scarce or non-renewable resources from effluents or brine streams to reduce environmental impact on water treatment processes. Your work and ideas will help us to put a piece in the puzzle that will enable a more sustainable future for the water sector. Thank you for that. We also hope that you got inspired to working with solving challenges related to water and resources, not only in this project, but hopefully also as the next generation water professionals. We will encourage you to stay curious about the water challenges we face in the future. It's a space where we all will be able to make a great impact and where the impact indeed is needed. So, on behalf of Grundfos, I would once again like to say thank you for your dedication on board of our challenge and for pitching your great ideas. You inspired us. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Bruno. And I just want to echo you as well as Lefke to say thank you for all of you contributing with the ideas and perspectives today. We have also been extremely impressed by both the blog post as well as the videos that you have developed, but also how you engaged in the Q&A session today. As Bruno is saying, this is not the end. We are now looking into the semifinals that takes place on Tuesday that you have all been invited to. We would also love for you to spread the word and encourage maybe family and friends and colleagues to listen in and to join the finals as well. And they can do that by actually joining the free and public live stream on the website. So I hope that you will help us spread the word for joining the finals, but also that is a way to get more people from the network to provide mentoring and sparring to your solution. So the form on providing acceleration time will still be open for people to contribute to the specific teams that they want to support. From our side, the session closes now. The jury has to, as Bruno is saying, make it tough decisions of who will be the two finalists of this track, as well as who will be awarded the best pitch and the acceleration award. We will very soon be closing the stage and invite you back to the lounge, those of you that are joining AirMeet, where you can have an informal reflection, but also interaction after this session. So maybe some of the questions that you still have in mind, you are absolutely welcome to reconnect with the teams. The lounge is organized into the teams that you can then join. So I hope you will stay tuned for the next 20 minutes where you're absolutely welcome to do that. We will also shortly be starting the semifinals for the challenge that is brought forward by Niti Ayuk. So you're also very welcome to join that on the website where we will be live streaming that. But once again, thank you very much for taking part and making this a fantastic semifinal, having all of you connected here. So we hope to see you in the lounge in a few minutes. And thank you from behalf of the whole team, both on the screen, but also behind the screen.